The investigation into the July 4th mass shooting at Caligny Beach has led to another arrest.
It's our top story tonight. The Beaufort County Sheriff's Office says 22-year-old Beaufort man, now the fifth person charged in connection with the shooting that left 8 people injured. Deputies arrested Jacob Johnson yesterday afternoon. He is charged with breach of peace, aggravated in nature. The shooting happened the night of July 4th after a fight between 2 groups on Caligny Beach escalated into an exchange of gunfire. 8 people suffered non-life-threatening gunshot wounds and were treated at area hospitals. Johnson's arrest follows 4 others, 18-year-old Jaden Haltz and 2 17-year-olds, Marcelo Royal and Quasar Davis. Each face attempted murder, weapons charges, and aggravated breach of peace. A 4th suspect, 17-year-old Christopher Capers, the second, is charged as an accessory after the fact.
And as the search for suspect continues today, the focus shifted to what's next for safety on Hilton Head Island.
They got sport headed over. We out here living life so full of they really out here trying to stop the drugs.
During a special town council meeting, Sheriff P.J. Tanner showed video from teens involved in the chaos surrounding the Caligny Beach shooting. He showed fights, drinking, and what he called open defiance of law enforcement. Tanner says it's part of a growing trend of teens breaking the law in plain sight and recommended a teen curfew. Several members of the public spoke out in support of that idea.
Cameras, more cameras alone are not the answer. Cameras help solve crime. They do not stop bullets.
These are not isolated incidents. We're losing our community. Many of us no longer feel safe.
The fact that this is going to get worse. It's going to get a million times worse. If you think this is just the beginning, y'all haven't seen it. I've been seeing it for a year and a half.
From the people and Tanner himself, council members agreed something needs to be done. Town manager Mark Orlando now working on an 8 p.m. teen curfew policy for the island. He's asking for 30 days to deal with the legal language on that new ordinance. And a new Hilton Head Island police force, still a question mark. There have been calls for community resource officers to enforce town laws directly, or the town could use the $6.9 million currently paid to the sheriff's office through assessments to start its own department. Orlando says a full study will look at the costs and whether it's a viable option.
As we head toward the weekend, the heat isn't letting up. After several days of triple-digit heat index values, many of us are wondering when we'll get a break. Well, Storm Team 3 Chief Meteorologist Scott Roberts is joining us now. Can we expect more of the same, Scott, or is there any relief in sight?
Well, we do expect more of the same for the next few days, but as we look ahead to next week, we do have some changes in the forecast with slightly cooler temperatures expected. For today, reaching 100 degrees officially in Savannah. Same thing for Richmond Hill. Temperatures a few degrees lower than that further inland, factoring the humidity. It has been a huge concern for today. So I have a heat advisory in place for most of our inland communities until the early evening hours. The extreme heat warning is in place still for our coastal communities until 7 o'clock, and that's where our heat index values are a bit higher for right now. 113 is how it feels out the door in Richmond Hill, 111 for Beaufort, 104 for us here in Savannah. We are tracking the potential for a few thunderstorms through the evening hours. Viper radar starting to dry out for even our western counties where we were watching those storms, but we are paying attention to what is in middle Georgia right now that may be able to hold together and bring us the opportunity of a few more showers and storms into the evening hours, mainly for our western counties. But as far as temperatures, we will remain in the mid-80s through 10 and 11 o'clock. We'll talk more about the rest of the work week for Friday and the weekend coming up in just a few moments.
Scott, thanks so much. Switching gears now, as a Savannah teen is dead. A DeKalb County police officer facing felony charges. 19-year-old Seth Eccles was shot during an arrest on Tuesday night after investigators say he complied with an officer's commands. The GBI says DeKalb County police were investigating the armed robbery of a U.S. Postal Service mail carrier earlier that day. That's where agents initially spoke with Eccles, who as a person of interest, and was allowed him to leave from there. Later, officers learned that Eccles had an active arrest warrant. Authorities say he ran from officers and hid in the woods before 911 calls reported a suspicious person moving through backyards. About 7:45 Tuesday night, DeKalb County police officer Derek Harris found Eccles, who then complied with verbal commands at gunpoint. Court documents say Harris was holding his gun in one hand, trying to handcuff Eccles with the other. Investigators say Eccles then was lying face down with his hands behind his back when the gun accidentally fired, killing him. The GBI has charged Harris with felony involuntary manslaughter and reckless conduct. He's been released on bond.
Savannah police have identified a suspect they say is wanted in connection with the shooting that happened last night. The shooting happened in the 600 block of West 31st Street, where a man was shot in the leg. Now police say they are searching for 51-year-old Weldon Roberts, who is wanted on an aggravated assault charge. The investigation remains active, and police have not released any additional details. Now to new developments. WSAV has confirmed with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement that a Savannah State University student athlete was arrested last week after officials say his student visa expired in April. WSAV's Sarah Smith spoke with an immigration attorney about what could happen next as the case continues to draw public attention.
A lot of people in the community supporting 22-year-old Johan Sandoval Rodriguez. He was arrested in Clifton Park, New York on July 3rd. An attorney I talked with said ICE did have probable cause in this arrest. Rodriguez first entered the U.S. on a student visa in 2022, but according to ICE, he let that visa expire in April of 2025. Michael Schiavone, a criminal defense attorney here in Savannah, tells me it's unfortunate that he didn't stay on top of his documentation. Schiavone says it makes matters worse that Rodriguez fled from officers, according to ICE. Schiavone explained what rights Rodriguez and others in similar situations have once in ICE custody.
People don't understand that the Due Process Clause in the 14th and 5th Amendments of the Constitution doesn't distinguish that you have to be an American citizen. Okay, that's not the way the founders wrote the Constitution. So anybody that's in this country, for any reason, is protected by the Due Process Clause, and they're entitled to due process before the government takes any action against them.
According to ICE, Rodriguez will remain in custody until removal proceedings take place. A GoFundMe has raised $34,000 to support his family as they try to get legal representation. Sarah Smith, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Sarah, thanks so much. In a crime and safety report now, a Chatham County deputy being recognized for making dozens of DUI arrests and helping keep drunk drivers off the roads. WSV's Jillian Coles talked with this deputy about his passion for roadway safety and why this work matters so much to him.
Deputy Raheem Green says keeping the streets safe from impaired drivers is a team goal here at the Chatham County Sheriff's Office. But for him, the passion is personal.
My life was spared, but it could have been the other way around.
On Thanksgiving night in 2019, Raheem Green was crossing an intersection in Savannah when before he knew it, an impaired driver blew through a red light, hitting him on the driver's side door.
I was blessed because I worked so many scenes where vehicle turnovers don't end the way of me being able to get drug out, not have any broken bones, and still be alive today. Sometimes it'd be the other way around.
Since then, he's been focused on keeping Georgia's roads safe from impaired drivers. After making 100 DUI arrests in 2025, the Governor's Office of Highway Safety and Mothers Against Drunk Driving honored the 30-year-old Chatham County Sheriff's Office deputy with a DUI Enforcement Award.
I take great honor to be recognized by them because, one, my mom could have been one of them. But I want to be able to help those ladies as much as possible by getting an impaired driver, because losing your child, a husband, a grandmother, etc., due to, we call it ignorance of the law, it's not a good old deal.
The Sheriff's Office had over 850 DUI arrests in the year, according to their statistics department. Chief Deputy MacArthur Holmes says Deputy Green's achievement is a motivator to continue doing what they do.
If you just get one, that it could be that you saved a life, and that's what we're all about.
Green says his passion has not wavered and he plans to continue his mission to keep impaired drivers off of Georgia roads. Reporting in Chatham County, Jillian Coles, WSAV News 3, on your side.